So we are going over pages 198 to 199. Let me share my screen. Okay, so we have learning targets. I can analyze what the text clearly says and make inferences about what the text does not clearly say. I can figure out the key idea of a text and cite text details as evidence. So question, what do you predict Booth will do next? Feel free to use any of the words in the word bank that we've covered so far. Our goal, we will analyze what the text clearly says and make inferences about what the text does not clearly say. So that's our goal today. Vocabulary, you have 2 words, manage and attempt. Make sure you got the full definition in and make sure you have the example filled in at the bottom with what you want to fill it in, the frames in with. Let's remember the first part of this reading. Remember, this is the last 2 pages of a reading we've already started. We're in Ford's Theater. President Lincoln has been shot. Rathbone grabs Booth's coat and Booth points a knife at him. Let's keep reading to find out what happened. Okay. Now, as I'm reading the key idea question, I'll zoom over to my book now. The key idea question that we'll be focusing in on at the top, how does John Wilkes Booth escape the theater? List 2 things he did to escape. Then you'll be making inferences. Move straight on. Why does Booth stop and pause on the stage before making his escape? Why does he do that? He shouts something. What does he want to, why does he want to avenge the South? And then the stretch at the bottom. Was Booth afraid of being captured for his crime? Underline details in the text to support your thinking. Okay. So let me reread these pages too. The major grunted in pain. His quick defensive move had saved his life. But the blade sliced through his sleeve and into his upper arm. Blood gushed from the deep wound. Booth wasted no more time finishing off Rathbone. The clock in his head was still ticking down. If he was going to escape the theater, he had to get out of the box at once. He swung his leg over the side of the railing at the front of the box. By now, some members of the audience had looked up, seeing a man climbing out of the president's box. As Booth positioned himself with a leap to the stage, Rathbone came at him again, grabbing his coattail. Thrown off balance, Booth got tangled in the framed portrait of George Washington hanging on the front of the box. One of his riding spurs snagged one of the flags that decorated the box. He managed to free himself and landed off balance, but still on his feet. He felt something wrong with his left leg near the ankle, but there's nothing he could do about it now. Page 199. Booth scrambled to center stage, turned to the audience, and stood up straight. Though every second was precious to escape, he knew that this was his last appearance on the American stage. Students, 2:30 buses have arrived. You are dismissed at this time. Have a good afternoon. This would be the performance he would be remembered for. All eyes were on him. He stood still, paused to build suspense, and thrust his bloody dagger victoriously into the air. The gas stage light shone on the shiny blade, now stained with blood. He yelled out his state motto of Virginia, thus always to tyrants, in Latin. Then Booth shouted, "The South is avenged." Booth fled into the wings, slashing his dagger at anyone who got in the way. The orchestra conductor said he felt Booth's hot breath as the assassin pushed past him and struck at him with the knife. He did not attempt to stop Booth, nor did anyone in the cast try. Booth had taken all the actors backstage by surprise and rushed past them. A voice cried out from the president's box, "Stop that man!" Some in the audience gasped with fright and delight. They still thought it was part of the play. Will no one stop that man? An anguished Major Rathbone again pleaded to the crowd below. Clara Harris shouted out, "He has shot the president." Okay. So make sure you go back. Oh, let me get that back up. And finish. Well, make sure you have the vocab in, but finish the 3 things on the page 199, the key idea, making inferences, and the stretch.